Hey everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. This week, one of my local thrift stores called Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishing is having 50% off all their media. So of course, I had to run out there and see what they had, and I'm very glad I did. Today was a very interesting day for picking up media. I got myself a CED, a couple of beta tapes, some VHS tapes, a DVD, and even a CD soundtrack. Awesome day. The only thing that was missing was a Laserdisc. If they would have had some of those, that would have totally made the day complete. But still, got a lot of great stuff, so let's get right down to it and take a look at what I got. The first title I picked up was the CED release of Hello, Dolly. Originally marked at $5, but marked down to $2.50. Great deal. The store actually didn't even know what these were. They had no idea what to do with the CED. They actually had it marked as an antique. They had it in their antique section as opposed to with all their other media. They had no idea what it was. I brought it to the front counter. They stared at me like I was crazy. They weren't going to give me the 50% off because they didn't even believe me that it was a movie. I explained to them, said, no, it's Hello, Dolly. I explained, I showed them that it said Select-A-Vision video disc. I explained to them what it was. They started asking, well, where's the disc at? I had to tell them how it works, and finally they gave it to me for the 50% off. But very cool to get this. I was the only one they had, unfortunately. I did ask if they had a CED player in stock, really hoping they did, because I admit I do not have a CED player yet, but I really want to get one. Unfortunately, they did not have one, but still, very cool to get Hello, Dolly on CED. Looking forward to checking it out one of these days. So now onto the beta tapes. Picked myself up 6 new tapes. First one I grabbed was Rabbit Test. This has never been released a DVD here in the States. I do also have a copy of this on Laserdisc, but definitely had to grab myself a beta copy as well. Unfortunately, not in the greatest shape. It's got some stickers. It's faded. Unfortunately, none of the beta tapes I picked up were in perfect shape. I mean, some of them were better than others, but they look like they've been around for a while. So still, had to get it. This only cost me 50 cents. Great deal. Then I picked up Funny Girl, starring the great Barbra Streisand. I actually really enjoyed this movie. The sequel was just alright, but Funny Girl I thought was great. Picked it up about maybe a year or so ago on DVD, checked it out, thought it was a fantastic movie. I would definitely recommend it. Very happy now to have it on beta. Then I picked up Terms of Endearment, another movie that I just bought on DVD about a year ago and watched, and also thought it was fantastic. I would definitely recommend it. Happy to have it on beta as well. The next title I picked up was Tootsie, starring Dustin Hoffman. I've actually yet to watch this movie. Just bought it a few weeks ago on VHS, but I still have not got around to watching it. Look forward to checking it out though. Next I grabbed the Gene Wilder classic, The Woman in Red. This movie to me is a classic. This is one of those movies that used to play on Prism and HBO just over and over and over again when I was a kid. I've seen this movie at least 100 times. I absolutely love it. Definitely a classic from my childhood. It's a little goofy, it's a little cheesy, but I absolutely love this movie. I've yet to pick it up on DVD. I do really want to get a DVD copy eventually, and eventually I definitely will, but for now, had to pick up the beta release. Then I say the best for last with Beverly Hills Cop. One of my all-time favorite movies. I love this one. Very happy now to have myself a copy on beta. This only cost me 50 cents along with all the other beta tapes. That's all they cost me. Great deal. Very happy to have this. Now into the VHS, which I paid 50 cents for a piece as well. First title I picked up was Remote. This is one of those titles I want to see for a while now. I've heard really good things over the years. I constantly hear people talk about this movie. It's never been released to DVD here in the States, so definitely had to pick this up. Can't wait to check it out. The next title I grabbed was HorrorVision. Originally when I picked this up, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to get it or not. It looked kind of interesting. I put it aside thinking maybe if I didn't see anything else I want, I'd pick it up. But then I noticed something. Right there, Full Moon. When I saw that logo, I knew I had to buy this. I love full moon titles. They're just so cheesy, so goofy, so over the top, but they are so much fun. I really look forward to checking this one out. And the last title I grabbed was Hoover Dam, The Making of a Monument. I simply saw that, PBS home video, and it was a no-brainer. Had to pick it up. Love PBS documentaries. Looking forward to checking it out. Then I grabbed one DVD as well, and that was the 1999 version of Alice in Wonderland. Simply just getting this to replace my VHS copy. I've heard that this movie isn't all that great, but frankly, it's got Martin Short in it, and anything that has Martin Short in it, I'm buying and I'll probably love. So, looking forward to checking this one out. Then the last title I grabbed was a soundtrack to Rugrats in Paris the movie. Not exactly the best soundtrack ever. I really don't like many of the songs that are on here. But, like I've said many times, I own the movie, so got it on the soundtrack. So that's it for what I bought today, so now it's what I watched. And today I checked out The Help. I love this film. I thought it was amazing. Extremely well written, extremely well told. The acting was superb. There was really nothing about this movie that was bad. It was just great from start to finish. What I loved about this movie is the fact that it's a drama, but I would almost call it a dramedy. It's about 75% drama, but 25% comedy, and I love that. I love that at one moment you're really angry at a character, you get really angry at a certain scene, and then the next scene you're laughing, and then another scene will come where you're almost ready to cry from something really sad that's happened, and the next scene comes and you're laughing again. I thought that was really well done. I loved this film. I just can't say that enough. This movie was getting a ton of hype when it was in the theaters, and I started to think, what's this movie going to live up to all that hype? I really didn't know what this movie was about going into it either. I just hadn't really, it didn't look like a movie that was necessarily going to interest me. So I kind of stayed away from it. I didn't really look into it. I had really no idea what the movie was about. I had a very basic idea from some stuff I heard and like one or two like quick reviews I saw in the movie, but I really didn't know what the film was. So going into it, I was going in completely blindly, but I ended up loving every little bit of this film. That being said, it does maybe cheat a little bit in the fact that it is a movie based on race. And that's a topic like that can really get people, motivated and really get people like into the movie. It stirs up emotions, so I kind of feel that a movie based on race does get help from the fact that it is a movie based on race. I mean, movies like Amistad or Mississippi Burning, Amazing Grace, movies like that, they're all fantastic, really well done movies, but at the same time, they're race-related movies, and like I said, that stirs up emotions in people, and it really makes you get really into the movie. So, not to say this movie was bad, badly written or acted or anything was bad about this movie, certainly not, but I think, maybe 25% of why this movie was as good, or why at least I thought it was as good as it was the fact probably that it is a race, a movie based on race, and for that, I got really into the movie. I mean, my wife is black, so, when I see people, I've always been very much against racism. I've very much always been just extremely against that. So when I watch a movie like this and I just see people blatantly being racist, it makes me pretty upset. I mean, like I said, I've always been against racism, plus the fact that, as I'm watching this, I'm sitting right next to my wife who's black, so, when my wife and I have a child, my child's gonna be black, so when I watch movies like this and I see people treat other people that way just because of the color of their skin, it really gets me upset and really gets me emotional. I mean, there were scenes in here where I was almost about to cry because it was just so sad to watch. In fact, my wife, she did cry a bunch in this movie. So, there's definitely some sad scenes in here, some scenes that really get you going. Just the fact that they, are racially driven scenes and whatnot. So, very, very emotional movie. But again, I loved it. I can't say enough about this film. If you like dramas, you're definitely going to want to check this one out. Again, all the hype it was getting, it lived up to it. In fact, it surpassed all the hype it was getting. Probably, I mean, I think it says right here, yeah, one of the best movies of the year. I would probably agree. I mean, it might not be one of my favorite movies of the year. How do I want to put this? I think it might be one of the best done movies of the year. I don't know if I'd put this on like my top, like if I had to make a top 10 list of my favorite movies of the year. I'm not sure if this one would be on there. I'd have to really think about that. It might, though. I mean, it was good enough that I could say it could be on the list. I just don't know if it would be. But if I had to make a list of, like, the best done, the best written, the best told movies of the year, yeah, this would probably be, like, maybe number one or really high up to the top. So, fantastic movie. Definitely check this one out. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely glad I decided to run to my local thrift store. Got some great titles there, a lot of great formats as well. And also watching The Help, again, fantastic movie. If you like dramas, you should definitely check that one out. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought and what I watch tomorrow. See ya.